Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Used Jester. My name is Junior. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this thing. It's the Razorcrest. I got it 2 days ago. By the time you guys are seeing it, it would have been 5 days from now. It's just so big and it's taking up a lot of my space in the reviewing table. And I want to get rid of it or get rid of the box before more items arrive and I'll be completely inundated. So the Razorcrest. How am I going to proceed to do this? I know I'll be doing an unboxing. Let's see. I want to show that basically it's just bare plastic. This has a silver wash or silver paint on it, but these are the landing gears. Again, it's bare plastic, which is kind of disappointing, but I'm kind of getting used to it now. Okay, I think that will make it easier for me to assemble this as I put them on base. All right, and while we have it up close, I'm gonna go ahead and before I assemble it and just look at this one. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I prefer to see when I'm looking at something that's expensive. So I'm gonna show it in pieces and then we'll put it together as I tell the story of how I acquired this. So I wasn't planning on getting the Razorcrest. It was a Haslab that I passed on. I wasn't into 3.75 figures. I was 6 inches. I really did like seeing it. And I know people were discouraged when it blew up on the second season, first season. I'm not. I think I still look at it and it still looks pretty good. No weathering on the inside. So this originally sold for $350. I don't think it had shipping included on it, but with tax, you assume it's going to be $30 or so on taxes. So I'm assuming people paid about $380 to $390 on the taxes on this one, at least for the people in California. $390, and then I would assume that with resellers would tack on maybe an extra $150 to $200 on this one. So I was assuming that this was gonna go for around close to $550 or $600. Okay, so this was not in any of my radar to get. $600 for something like this or $550 is something I did not want to pay for. Okay. So the biggest purchase that I've had so far on the TVC line in less than 2 weeks, I kid you not, less than 2 weeks, was the Millennium Falcon Legacy Collection, and that's gonna come in used and with some missing parts. I think the training ball and the glass canopy. That's the only thing that's missing from the one that I purchased, and I purchased that as 350, and I think with taxes it went up, didn't it? Yeah, so with taxes, that one went up to $370. Now it is an iconic vehicle. It's not the Galaxy's Edge, but I can see I wasn't gonna pay over $700. 370 I felt was a good enough deal. We'll talk about that some more on once the Falcon comes in. Anyway, that's kind of like the limit that I had. It was an iconic vehicle. So with this one, I got this one for $425. $425, guys. So that's probably a difference of less than 100 for anybody else who purchased this one on Haslab. I mean, that's not a big markup. Now the deal was this was completely sealed in the box when I got it, and the good thing is it was an offer up. I've never purchased anything on offer up before. I think, well, actually I did through my brother. I just set up this offer up account. I've never set it up before. And I was just browsing through it for the at Legacy. And I just happened to punch up the Razorcrest, and I was seeing the usual that I expected, 600, 550, 800 or so. I was like, that's crazy, I'm not gonna pay for that. But there's one for like 550, which was close to me. I was like, nah, still 550 is too high, right? But then I saw one for 450, and it was maybe 5 miles, 10 miles away from me. And I messaged the guy, 450, are you willing to go down to 400? And then that's negotiating tactic, right? So I was actually gonna go to 425 if he was willing to come closer to me. Anyway, so I sent him a message early on, no reply, waiting, and then there was another eBay listing for, oh my god, I was gonna check on that. And anyway, there was another eBay listing that was currently going for like 300 originally, and it was ending at 3 p.m. that same day that I was going through OfferUp. But and I was gonna go up to maybe 350 on that, 350, and then the guy was asking $30 on shipping, so that would have been 380. Well, with taxes, it would have probably gotten up to like 410 for me, or something like 415. And that's maybe if I win it. I just checked the listing; it actually ended at 325. So whoever won that is lucky. 325 plus the shipping of $30. That's 350, almost the original price for it. Anyway, I'm not gonna second guess myself. I think I still did a pretty good job on this one. But so I contacted, so the guy never answered me, and then as I was scrolling through, I saw one at $500 at the same time. That's less than 10 minutes away from me, right? So I contacted this other guy that was selling it for 500. I was gonna go and refer him to the one that was currently at 450 if he was gonna haggle with me, but I just gave him an original offer of 425 cash, and he messaged me back and said if I was willing to let go of the 2 carded figures, he's willing to do 425. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about those carded figures. I already have a Grogu with my N1, and I don't care about those small guys that one that says "ooh teeny." Anyway, I can get those, not a problem if I wanted to. But so yeah, I immediately said 425. That's good enough for me, and it's basically a difference of maybe $35 off of retail, and I'm like, I can't pass that up. I can't pass that up, right? And the one on eBay is used. It's been opened. It's missing two of the thermal detonators, which is crazy because they're so small anyway. Anyway, here it is, the Razorcrest. Let me put it together and let's talk about what I think of it. I'm not gonna put it together on the video because I think we've seen all that stuff, and let me talk about it like first impressions, right? Over here, it does have a wash. It's very a generalized wash, and nothing particularly given finesse. It's just like really haphazard, but it's good enough. It could be better. Like definitely could be better. But I mean, at least it's there to accentuate all the details, and there's a lot of detail on this thing. Just in case you guys didn't catch, this is the top of the ship that you can open up. All right, this is crazy. Really, we'll have to do a handhold one just to see what's going on with this thing. So this is the switch that you press. Actually, you need to take this off first. Okay, that will reveal the escape pod, and we'll look at this again closer, and we'll put Mando in it. For now, let's go ahead and open up the hatch. Press that up. This one pops off. So as you've seen, I've already put in the prisoners or the bounties inside. I gotta be careful when I pop it up. And I'm gonna try not to be in the shot and covering the light source. This thing is so big, it's kind of gonna be difficult to show. How am I gonna do this? It's like so freaking big. Anyway, this is the rack for the weapons rack if you want to use that. There's the landing bay coming down here. All right, so let's get back to this one. This one does open. This land that one opens up. Jeez, I don't really know how to shoot this properly. So in this one over here, you can actually, I believe this is the freezing chamber on the show. Then I believe this one is this. This is the one. Well, this opens up. I don't know which one. Alright guys, I really don't know how to shoot this. This thing is so big. And yes, anyway, let's see what we can do, right? So this one opens up. That's the secondary ramp if you want to go inside the ship. There's the back ramp. So I just pushed it from the inside and that will come off. So that gives you more access to the interior of the ship. This side panel over here opens up. Like so. But it's really bare in here. Again, this is just regular plastic, nothing. So I probably want to wash that a little bit. The top section over here can be removed. Where is the spot? Let's see. Let's remove this here first. So the canopy, you can kind of remove it from the front first, what they said, and then lift it up. And then from there, you should be able to remove this one too. Squeeze it from the side. That's how it tabs in, as you can see. And then for the engine over here, again, there's that small tab. You can put your fingernail in to open that up. And then you can remove this to reveal that. There's a little bit of a wash here. So there's a little bit of a wash in that engine. Not too much. Again, bare plastic. So I think this is where I saw Adam was black washing it and putting some sort of silver coating on it. There's a little bit more detail here for kind of like a main engine of sorts. I'm going to try to light it up a little bit so you can kind of see. The engine is a lot more interesting. There's a lot of detail going on. Here's a close-up of the cockpit. Really nice work on the leather on the seats. I know it's kind of weird that I'm focusing on that, but it does. There's a nice texture pattern, nice bright red colors. Instrument panels over here. Interestingly enough, this is a more interesting place of the ship to look at. Like they really did a good job on this one. Then I would probably grimy up the floor and the back wall. Same thing with the stuff over here, just grimy it up a little bit. I'm having to hold the lights with my other hand, but that compartment opens up as well. Oh, that works. Since this is open, I can open that. So this compartment over here, you're supposed to open that and this one as well. I'm kind of like in an awkward position, so I can't do it. But look at that. Oh, isn't that his like urinal? Look at that. They even have that part. Man, this just needs a little bit more washing, a little bit more griminess to it. This thing would pop. But I don't mind that it wasn't, because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was already expensive at $350. But man, the stuff that's on here, um, I don't know how to explain it. All right, so here are my thoughts on the Razorcrest Haslab. I didn't really do much of a lot of going in and out of this one. There's been a lot of reviews on this one. So I had to open up this Razorcrest because I've been kind of feeling off with how much I've gotten so quickly into this collection line, and um, the unboxings that I've experienced, and unfortunately during the vehicles that I've unboxed, I've been somewhat disappointed with the level of quality in terms of plastic and paint application, that I was kind of feeling doubtful so far. Now, obviously, this is a Haslab, so it's a slight above notch um, than what I've bought so far. But still, though, this um, Slave One was touted at 120, and I could barely fit it in. But there's the Starfighter that was touted at 120 as well. So I mean, I think I can be forgiven to say I was expecting more on the Slave One and the Starfighter, because they're a higher priced, even though they're an older. Like this is from an older release, but this is a brand new release, the N1 Starfighter, and I think my expectations should have been okay to say. I think the Starfighter and the Slave One should have been better painted. With the Razor Crest, I don't have that much of a complaint with the paint application. I would say I'm 75% satisfied with the paint application that I've received on the Razor Crest compared to the N1 Starfighter. With the N1 Starfighter, I'm like 25% satisfied with the paint application in terms of the price that I paid for. The Razor Crest, most of it is, I think it's as painted as it could have been coming out of the factory. Um, there's a lot of play factors in it. There's a lot of hidden nooks and crannies that you get access to that you play with it. There's a high value in this one for me. Um, so I won't judge the price of this one because I did pay aftermarket on it. I feel like the aftermarket that I paid for um, was actually pretty good. It's basic. It was, I think it was basically maybe, let's say 15, 25, $50 more than what usually people had to pay on this one on release. And I didn't have to wait a year and a half for this thing to get released. I wanted it, I bought it, I got it in the same day. You know what I mean? So I didn't have to have that waiting period that most people had to suffer through. Um, I don't mind missing the two carded figures. That's not even part of my equation. Um, I'm so glad that I did pull the trigger on this one. I feel like the price of the Haslab was worth it compared to these two that I've gotten. It's a brand new sculpt, a brand new product. Um, it's never gonna get offered again, so that's pretty cool. Um, I don't think this has lights or sound, so that's kind of disappointing. Because once I receive the Millennium Falcon, I'll be able to do an evaluation so far. But that's the older method of what we had before. Um, I think it was definitely worth the value. I'll do more videos on it where I'll place with it some more, like specifically concentrate on certain parts and features. But there's definitely more videos out there that have looked into more of the play factor in this one. But um, I'm currently watching only one Kenobi's channel, and usually when he starts his videos, he does a pan of his collection room, and you see all these vehicles. Man, he's not watching this video, but I blame that guy for enticing me to buy more vehicles. I'm in this line for the vehicles, and it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Even if I don't get all the figures that I want, I'm getting exactly what I want from this line, which is the vehicles and the figures to stand by it. By the way, if you guys have been noticing over here, third sister, yes, she's on an Exo Squad, and look at that, they fit perfectly on Exo Squad frame. So I'll have to paint that up to fit into the Star Wars universe. But yeah, she fits right in, close up the whole thing, and she's like perfect in there. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it short, and because I can't do justice on this vehicle, um, I'll just shoot some random videos and post it up again and milk it for what it's worth. But 425 is how I got it for. I believe that's a great price and everything. So that's it for my review slash unboxing of the Razorcrest Haslab. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. What else can I say? Goodbye. I wasn't planning on getting the Razorcrest. It's a Haslab. I don't want to pay extra for getting stuff that I wasn't entirely sure of. That's the whole point of getting the N1 Starfighter, because at least I have a vehicle for the Mandalorian. But as I was going through the list, I was thinking this was probably going to be around 500 to maybe 600, as people tend to price gouge these, and this ended up being 350 plus tax. People would have probably paid 380, 390 for this, right? I think. So I was on OfferUp looking for a different vehicle. While we're talking, let's go ahead and unbox this. You'll notice that it's already been opened while we're unboxing this. Anyway, so how did he open this?